To get to us, in relation to the banners, we're going to have to ask that they're put down for now.
Is there a criminal offence?
I've already told you about the criminal offence. This is Section 5 public order, isn't it? And multiple people have explained it to you. That's the situation that we're at.
So you want me to roll up the banners?
Pretty much, yeah.
Even though they're legal?
But they're causing harassment, alarm and distress.
What, to Keir Starmer?
No, they have done to multiple people. We've had multiple...
Well, all I've got is your word for that.
You can see the reports if you want.
Oh, I'd love to see them.
If you want to make a complaint, you can go ahead, but this is what I'm asking.
Oh, I'll be complaining to the Independent Police Standards Organisation, don't worry about that.
Go for it.
Because we are a political party and we're not breaking the law. And don't you think we check these things with solicitors before we do them?
I've already explained to you, Section 5 public order. It's caused somebody harassment, alarm and distress. So I'm going to have to ask that you take them down.
Okay.
We are having a traffic officer to come down, so if you continue to refuse, they will be taken off regardless.
So lately we see more and more videos like this coming up on Twitter where any type of political satire, any type of memes, any type of jokes can get you arrested in Britain. And so I don't know what Britain First is, I haven't followed though. But apparently they're the latest case of this, and as you can see they used to have this truck saying that Keir Starmer is a wanker. And you saw the police officers immediately cracking down. And so it causes like this interesting disconnect where most people in Europe believe that Britain is a free nation and that they have free speech. But what I'm seeing coming from them is, again, cases of memes and cases of jokes and cases of satire being cracked down. I see them cracking down on the World Wide Web with their online safety bullshit that they say, oh, it's to stop children from watching porn, and that's how the media reports it. But if you actually look at the legislation, it's also talks against immigration, content that's legal but harmful, and it applies to the entire world. Like it applies to Twitter. Like, it forces social media companies to change their TOS to satisfy the censorship cravings of the United Kingdom. So even if you're in America and you're posting on Twitter, you now have to take into account that the TOS of Twitter have changed in order so that your posts are in line with Keir Starmer's regime. And they also try to force Apple to allow Britain to look into the cloud. So again, if you're an American citizen and you have an Apple account, like they wanted to actually have access to your personal pictures, you know, the ones with your wife, with your kids, all of that. Apparently JD Vance stepped in and protected you if you're in America. Like they actually told Britain no. I don't know about the rest of the world. Like if you're in Europe and you have a phone or something, if Keir Starmer can actually look into it. Because we don't have a JD Vance. But again, right, like the censorship is off the scale. Like this is not what you would expect from a free country. This is what you'd expect from a monarchy. I mean, Keir Starmer apparently is the king. You know, he's the sovereign. And everyone else is the subject. And so you're not allowed to make fun of the sovereign. You're not... which is fascinating because if you guys remember during the previous presidency of Donald Trump, they actually had the Trump baby blimp. And they had like all of that childish parade, if you guys remember, like making fun of right-wingers and stuff. So like apparently that's allowed. Like that is free speech when you do that. But making any type of political commentary or criticism against the establishment or things that they consider sacred, Islam apparently is one of those recently. Like people got into trouble. Sargon made a video where people got into trouble for posting Islam is questionable or F Islam. Apparently that's not allowed to say. And again, it's not like it's attacking a person for their beliefs. Like, no, they're attacking the belief itself, like the ideology itself. And I guess like the British government has now blasphemy laws. When I say they're a monarchy, I'm not meaning like a modern monarchy. I'm meaning like a medieval one, where you have people talking about the two-tier Keir, and they're actually talking about the nobility and the peasantry. Like there is a way that the nobility is treated, and there is a way that the peasantry is treated. And for some reason, people still pretend like they're still acting as if Britain is not a fascist state. Like, okay, let me put it this way, right? What would it take for Britain to become a fascist state? Like what would you expect to happen? What more would there be needed so you can say, okay, it's a fascist state? Because from what I'm seeing, and I'm looking at statistics and charts, there is actually, this is my interpretation, please correct me if I'm wrong, but there is more free speech now in China than in Britain. Like, the Chinese government doesn't arrest as many people for social media posts than they do in Britain. Obviously, this can be for two reasons, you know? Like, maybe British people are really looking for it. And Chinese people are very law-abiding and they're not trying to push the envelope. So they're not posting shit on social media, while British people are a little bit more cheeky about it. And they do the clickety-clack, you know? And they say Keir Starmer is a wanker. Boom, cops. While Chinese people don't. Like, that is a possibility. I have an opinion that it's not. I do want to know, like, what is the difference between freedom of expression and freedom of speech when it comes to Russia and Britain? Because at this point, you know, I have, like, they're trying really, really hard to make me like authoritarian states. I'm not kidding. Like, Britain is going the extra mile to try and convince me, you know what, V? You think that China is bad? You think it's awful? Hold my beer. Because here's the thing. China is not trying to censor me, right? Like, China is not trying to get Twitter to change their TOS. China doesn't have the Online Safety Act that affects the entire world. China doesn't try to look into my... have a back door into Apple and see what people have on their phone. Or if they are, at least they're quiet about it. You know, they're not proud of it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The funny thing is, like, people believe that Britain has free speech, and they're, like, posting this stuff, right? One photo is okay to the police, the other one isn't. But, like, back here, you actually did have free speech. Like, when this picture was taken, right? Like, when was this taken? I think, like, this was, like, 2016 or so. But, yeah, no, like, you do have, like, two tiers. You have the peasantry, like, the have-nots, and they are there to be exploited by their nobility, to have their wealth extracted and pumped up. And then you have, like, the nobility and their allies. Like, certain people are literally above others. The friends of the nobility, they're not treated the same. And by the way, like, this is a functioning, stable system. The entire medieval time period was like this, right? Like, the clergy and the nobility had one set of rules and one set of regulations that they understood and they followed, and they would defend each other. And then the peasantry had another set of rules. And the peasantry also had to know their place. And this is not how a peasant behaves. Actually, there was, like, a guy from Labor, wasn't there? Like, he resigned recently because he was found talking about victims of sexual abuse, calling them white trash. That just strengthens my argument. Like, I genuinely, unironically think that the people in power in Britain right now, they view people as peasants. And they view themselves as the aristocrats. And I'm also certain that they believe the situation is under control, because otherwise they wouldn't act like this. Like, they are certain that they will win the next election. Not necessarily the politicians, but the people that have, the interest groups and the oligarchy, like, they are absolutely convinced that nothing can happen so that they will lose the next elections, because otherwise they wouldn't behave this way. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.